Hi guys, Lady Random here and welcome back to my single player world. Okay, you've probably gathered from the intro there that we are now running 1.9. We've also swapped the Patreon server over to 1.9 as well. I've been on there once since, so we just did a little bit of mini games. Be a video coming up in the next week or so just on that, just to sort of fill you in on what's upcoming. Hi Mr. Zombie. But yeah, so I also decided to update this world as well to 1.9, and the reason for that is this one is on normal mode. The Patreon server is on hard mode, so for me, this was like a little bit of a test of, you know, if I can get my head around some of the new mechanics on a world where it's not quite so much like everything is out to kill you, then hopefully that will set me in a little bit better stead when I encounter stuff on the Patreon server in hard mode. And it's been interesting so far. Hi, Mr. Spider. Yeah, the mobs are a lot tougher. You know, I'm probably not actually best kitted out in all diamond armour. More to the point, it's shot to crap diamond armour as well. So this is not probably the best gear. But as you're probably aware anyway, the differences with regards to the different types of armour and the weapons, it's more down now to durability. You get a bit more durability with diamond stuff. However, from a protection perspective, it really isn't that much different whether you're in leather right the way through to diamond. So your level of protection is basically rated on the amount of durability you've got left. So yeah, this is not going to protect me against anything. Now, you know, an example of this is going to be, you know, you could be in full unenchanted iron armour and a skelly with a power 1 enchanted bow could one-shot you, potentially. So that's the kind of level of nasty we're looking at. So yeah, I'm a little apprehensive with the whole combat mode thing. See now, sort of when you swap hands, there's like a little bit of a sort of, I say not cooldown, but it's not instant. It kind of takes a little while, and you see this. Probably not against the best light. Let's try and look at something dark when we do this. There you go. You can see right in the middle of the screen you've got like the little indicator that's sort of like the cooldown. Same for that as with your sword. You've got your cooldown on that, so you know you spam it, it does nothing. You need to wait for it to cool down before you've actually got a ability to sort of actually be able to take a strike again. So yeah, I mean, it's still reasonably quick, but it does kind of stop that whole spamming thing, which makes fighting creepers a lot harder. You know, at least with zombies and skellies, you can kind of back away a little bit and sort of use your swipe. We'll probably pop outside and I'll show you the swipe animation on this, actually, which is kind of cool. And the arrows as well. Like, you've got a bit more animation with the arrows when you launch them. But, yeah, mixed feelings about 1.9. Why don't we pop outside, actually, and I can show you something that I do quite like out here. You notice all the sounds have changed. I don't know whether it's just my game or my sounds, or whether because I'm using, hey, there we go, a victim, whether I'm using the texture pack. I've got the Sortex Fanver for 1.9 installed, and it was doing something a little crazy that if I don't actually, let's just show you this combat thing. Boom, there you go, swipe animation, boom, boom, there we go, dead. Yeah, it was doing something a little crazy that if I logged out to just to the menu screen and then log back into the game again, it kind of like the graphics just go crazy. It kind of takes bits of the map and tiles it and keeps changing, and at one point I was standing in a pool of lava, even though I'm not. I'm still standing in my storage room, and yeah, it was kind of unnerving. That seems to sort itself out if I sort of actually log out of the game and log back in again. But I don't know whether that's just a texture pack problem. You know, let's be honest, it's not been out that long, or whether it is actually a bit of a 1.9 bug. But nobody else has actually mentioned having those sort of problems, and I'll speak to some of the Patreon guys and see whether they are. Oh, look, a zombie in armour. Amazing. That's going to be really cool to deal with. But yeah, out here, you probably see this here. This here. This is the grass path, which is one of the new blocks that's been added. So it's basically sort of sits just below normal level, and let's kind of not hover around there too much, and let's put a torch here too. I'm really noticing dark spots now. I think I'm just getting quite paranoid in my old age. But yeah, that is... Oh, hello spider. Ow. 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 Thank you. And the new sounds. Some of them I like. The new rain sound's pretty cool, actually. It actually sounds like rain, as opposed to just kind of like this white noise. That's quite cool. Hi! You're all wanting to come out and die now, aren't you? So yeah, I'm kind of getting there. I'm getting used to the fact that I can't sit there and go, at everything. But yeah, anyway, back to the path. This is actually done simply as long as you've got a grass block, you right click on the grass block and that makes your path. If you break it, it just goes back to straight dirt again. And that's the only way you can get rid of it. You can't grow it. It doesn't kind of go back to it if you jump up and down on it. So, you know, once you've done it, the only way you're going to get rid of it is to actually kind of break the block. But I quite like the effect. I would like a proper path, I think. That would be quite cool. But this isn't bad. This isn't bad. So you can see I've got a path going all the way over to the zombie spawner over there. So that is one of the things I do like. But combat mechanics, yeah, it's going to take me a little while, I think, to get my head around those. The creepers are fierce. They can really, really do you some damage now. And I've already been repairing a bunch of creeper holes where they've done it, and they've fired me for miles. Endermen are another thing that I had a real struggle with. I mean, they're not the best anyway, Endermen. At least they actually drop the blocks they're holding when they're killed now. But they're really aggressive. You know, they don't become less aggro when they're in water. They will still be aggro at you. And they are quick. They are super, super quick. I pretty much knew. I was down dealing with one Enderman yesterday. I was down to half a heart. Try not to look at this guy. In fact, let's go inside. But yeah, I was down to half a heart after... Oh, crap. I'm going to have to... Hopefully... Oh, where's it going to go? Uh-oh. You see, we could... See what I mean? They are so quick now. You're going to cause me trouble, aren't you? Where are you? And you're just going to stay seriously aggro at me now. Where have you gone? Kinda need to find it. Ah, he's outside. He is outside and he is aggro. Let's deal with... Oh my god! See what I mean? Super fast. Where have you gone? Oh, I'm really not liking this. There you are. Got ya. Brilliant. Where were you stealing my grass blocks from? Somewhere over there, wasn't it? Let's go and... Why do I suppose it's almost like he's silk touching them, isn't it now? Where did you take it from, though? Where could do with one? Probably somewhere around here. Let's just put one back. Let's put it back there. There we go. So, yeah, you see what I mean? They are quick and they are aggressive. So, not liking that particularly. But I guess it's like anything, isn't it, really? You get used to it. But stuff I do like, or if I say like, yeah, stuff I don't mind. I'm a little bit kind of meh about 1.9. I'm sure I'll get used to it. You know, if I came in and I started playing the game now, then this is how it is. So I just have to deal with it. I think after playing the game for so long in a certain way, it's quite hard to sort of change your habits and what you're used to. But yeah, I'm sure I'll get used to it. One of the things I do like, or a couple of things I do like, it's the change with the way the textures join up on the glass panes and the iron. If you remember previously, anytime they were placed on the floor, they would go into like a cross shape, which kind of looked ugly. Now they don't do that. They'll still join up to walls, but you sort of put them together now and you haven't got that horrible kind of icky thing. You see, it's not trying to join onto chests or anything like that, and you can stand inside it. So I quite like that, because it does mean now that, you know, it actually makes it more usable, and that potentially that could be quite an interesting block. Because I wonder, can you put a... You can't put a torch on top of it, and I was wondering if you could put a torch on top, because that would actually make a very cool kind of like candlestick, wouldn't it? But yeah, that doesn't work. Same thing also now applies with the glass panes. There you go. You see, you've got sort of single pillars of glass. Could you actually... Yes, you can. That is very cool. You see, that I like. So, yeah, I quite like that. We'll have to fairly carefully remove this with a silk touch. There we go. 2. But yeah, that does make quite a bit of difference to stuff. So, you know, when you're designing things, it's going to look that much better, just because you've sort of been able to get a decent looking kind of texture on it. So yeah, we're done. We're done with you. You can go back in my inventory. There we go. Other changes. One of the other things is the arrows, and the fact that you can actually have the tipped arrows now. So there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can either use a potion and your arrows, or you can actually use glowstone dust for the spectral arrows. There's a few other versions as well, but let's show you these. So you put your potion, so you can use healing arrows, which is quite cool, because that could be quite good in like a UHC. And why haven't you made... Oh, I wonder, why is that not working? Okay, well, I've obviously got that quite wrong. Maybe it has to be a whole stack, possibly. Okay, right, I'll have to come back to that, because I can't remember what it is we do with that. And I did look it up. Is it like so? No. Maybe it has to be a particular type of potion, but I thought you could do it with that. But the other ones are the spectral arrows, which is done with glowstone dust, and that kind of puts an outline round the player that's actually hit with it, so you can actually see them through walls. So that is the spectral arrows. So yeah, you get 2 of those for every glowstones. It's kind of costing you 2 glowstone dust per arrow, but that's the spectral arrows. The other thing with the brewing that I'm kind of in 2 minds about whether I like or not, and that is to do with the fact that now when you brew, you actually need glowstone to actually power your brewing stand. So not only to make your brewing stand you need a blaze powder. You need a blaze rod to make your brewing stand. You also need blaze powder to power your brewing stand. So 1 blaze powder will actually give you 20 brews, effectively. So yeah, it's not too bad, but it does mean that, you know, if you're gonna be brewing a lot, that it is going to be quite costly, and you are going to have to spend a bit of time farming blazes. Fortunately, I've got a few, because we've got the blaze spawner over in the nether that we set up. So we've got got the access to the blaze powder, which is good. So yeah, we can do that. Let's put this, just put this potion away. I wonder whether this will work, this particular potion. Have a no. I honestly can't remember. Maybe it's a splash potion you have to use. I should have researched this a little bit more, shouldn't I? Maybe it's a splash. Nope. Okay, well, we'll come back to that. I'm sure somebody in the comments will tell me, but this will teach me for not researching properly. One of the other things I'm in kind of two minds about whether I like it or not is it's the shields. Now, the shields are pretty easy to make. I said on the Patreon server the other night, and Paul actually gave me a shield. And yeah, I've kind of used it. Now, I can either put it in that hand or effort to put it in that hand, and then you can have your sword in your other hand. And in order to use it, you just literally right click with it, and there's your defense. So you can crouch with it. You can't, well, you're very, very slow if you try and walk while using it. Same as sneak, like that, but if you kind of shift, you're even slower, as you can see. The other good thing about them is that you can actually decorate them a little bit, because you probably see, if we F5, it's kind of plain. It is kind of plain. But you can actually use banners, I believe. Now, I've not actually tried this, so this is going to be another one of those sort of guess whether it works properly or not. But let's grab ourselves the dyes and stuff for this. Get rid of you. And let's pop this into here. So if we make ourselves initially a couple of banners, and then I want to dye those. On there. On there. No, you're going to let me do it. Why for you no let me dye you? That's not what I want to do at all. Ah, I have to surround it, don't I? Never mind. Well, let's go with having a dot like that. And just a pattern. I think actually, have I got some more dyes in here? I have. I've got some more magenta and some more cyan. So why don't we use the cyan? Pop that in the corner. 1, 2, 3. Oop. So 1, 2, 3. It's not exciting, I know that. There we go. I've made a couple of them. Now we can actually put our shield in there. And there we go. See, it's actually joined it up, which is... yeah, it's actually joined the textures up on that. That's kind of cool. Let's put that back on. So now... ooh, that actually looks quite cool. I quite like that. So there we go. There is my banner on my shield. So my shield looks pretty. So it's like, haha. So there we go. So yeah, the one thing I'm kind of not overly keen on is the amount of your screen it actually cuts out. I'm sure it's very good and it works quite well, but it does block quite a bit of your view, so it's kind of a case you're going to have to get used to the fact that you're missing kind of almost bottom quarter of your screen and your bottom half of your screen when you actually got it in use. But other than that, I can live with that. The other thing is axes. Axes now have a much better attack, like damage attack, sort of strength rating, whatever, than diamond sword, so a diamond axe is actually better, so that might actually become my weapon of choice, is an axe. So at the moment I've only got a Fortune 3 axe, but I think it'll be time to very soon make myself a nice sort of sharpness, whatever, diamond axe, and see how that goes. I reckon I'll put my banner up. Well, it looks really boring. Probably put it down here, couldn't we? 3 wide down here. Let's brighten this wall up a little bit, shall we? There we go. Very nice. That'll do. Maybe that we can just have that as our banner style. Yeah, so maybe I shall change my main weapon, and instead of having a sword as my main weapon, maybe what I will go for will be an axe. But let's pop these arrows away, and we'll pop our spectral arrows in there as well. But yeah, we haven't got any axes actually to make or to enchant, so yeah, we'll have to make those. But yeah, we could start using that. And I wonder, should we go out and do a little bit of testing with our shield, see whether it works or how well it works. What have we got? We got anything out here that we can play with? No, it's not going to really protect us particularly against creeper blasts. I've not actually tried combating anything using a shield, so you can't actually. Can you shift and you can't hit at the same time as shielding? Come on. I've got a spider. I don't really want a spider. What I really want is a zombert. Possibly a skelly. In fact, if I'm honest, I'd really rather not have anything. I'd just rather anything other than a creeper. So I just keep seeing stuff out the corner of my eye, and it's the shield, and it's a little bit annoying. We've got skellies over there. Spidders. Is that a zombert? I think that might be a zombert coming over this way. I saw something move just over there. Are you coming this way? Come on. Anybody over here? Anybody other than a creeper? Stood a spidder. Hey, Mr. Spidder. Right, Mr. Zombert. You need to appear now. So the other thing is, you can just see a spider spawned over there by the looks of things on the path. So the paths. There we go. Here is a likely candidate who's tracking us. Yeah. So the paths don't stop stuff spawning on them. Stuff will still spawn on these. But that is fair enough. Zombies can now track you from considerably further away than they did before. So you'll start finding that you have zombies appearing. I know Random logged into the Patreon server and was over at the bull ring, and he said there was about a line of about 50 zombies all heading towards it. So they were tracking the villagers from it was about 60 blocks or something like that now, I believe. So yeah, that could be tricky. So probably a case that we may get a few more zombies over that way. Are you actually coming? Come on. The squid are smaller, cows are bigger. What else has changed? Rabbits are smaller, and where you find them has changed. Come on, come up here into the area where we've got a bit of room. Let's just make sure we haven't got any creepers. I'll stick a torch down there just to stop anything. Here we go. Right. So we want to hit, lock. There we go. Hit, lock, hit. There we go. So that actually works quite well. See, this takes damage. Don't yet know whether you can repair them or I guess you probably just use another shield to repair it, but I don't think you can enchant shields, so kind of the value of doing it, unless you've got one with a particularly nice banner on it that you particularly like. Shields apparently can't be washed, so like you can put a banner and stuff like that in a cauldron to wash it, you cannot do that with a shield. So once you've made it the colour it is, that's the colour it is, and that's the colour it stays. But all good. Animal wise, I've actually gathering myself some chickens down there at the moment, just because I need arrows quite desperately. I'm not getting as much as I'd like out of the we've actually got the, what do you call it, the natural spawner sort of below ground down here, so you're not really getting that many mobs from that. So I've got myself some chickens, been breeding those up, and have been sort of starting to try to gather some feathers from there so we can actually make ourselves some arrows. And there's a diamond creeper. What are you doing on my bridge, creeper? No one invited you, did they? See if we can take him out. There you go. That's the arrow animation. So you've got much more kind of like little yellow whizzy starry things. Now, so the noise changes, as I said, best part of them, they seem to be working okay. If I go through different doors, it's okay, sometimes it seems to... See, that was kind of a bit of a mix between the old noise and the new noise. So it almost sounds like it's kind of like it's not quite... See, that was very much the old noise. See, and there we go, there's definite hint of old noise behind there. So almost kind of like they've just, I suppose for want of a better word, retextured the noises, but it's not consistent. The same with the chests. See, that sounds like an old chest opening, but with like... See what I mean? Sort of the same. One thing I did notice that was quite cool today, and I can't think why it didn't occur to me, was look, when you put stuff in the oven. Brilliant. I know you can get into it anyway, but and just shut the oven up. It doesn't unfortunately work to shut the door as well. I did try, because if you shut it with it, it just pops open again. So you have to shut it manually. But yeah, it is kind of like having flappy oven doors now. Very silly. But yeah, so no, I'm liking how the glass is. That I think is a massive improvement. The same with the railings. I really, really like how that looks. So, you know, it does mean potentially I could do something sort of using a mixture of the glass and the railings out here. But all in all, it's not too bad. So yeah, it's just weird. It's weird. I don't know whether it's... I don't know whether it's my game or what, or whether that is the way it is, but yeah. But there we go. So, that is it from me. I hope you enjoyed it. So it's been a little while since I've been back on here. I don't know whether it will be something that I'll regularly come back to. At the moment I'm doing 3 videos a week already. So that is the Patreon server, Sky Factory 2, which is starting to get to a point where that's coming towards an end. We're just wrapping up with that now, but I've already got an idea in mind for some modded Minecraft that I want to play after that. Plus also we have World of Warships as well, and you know, it's been quite tricky to actually get all of those done, let alone try to add another one in. But it'd be nice if we could get back on this and do a little bit more on it. I'm sort of starting to run out of ideas, but there's a possibility that we can now maybe start looking at Redstone. I know some Redstone stuff has changed with 1.9, so you know, hopefully I can do a little bit of reading up, bit of learning. You know, I said I built the enchanting table thing in the Patreon server, but that was something I was looking to recreate here. So, you know, I could always maybe have a little looky at that. But yeah, we also need to really go get our wither skulls and actually build ourselves some kind of wither bunker and do the wither here and get ourselves a beacon and do all that kind of stuff over here as well. We were doing our little questing journey when we last left off, and I kind of found my way back from that, and frankly it took ages and I didn't find my mesa, and you know, we're going to have to rethink, so maybe we'll have to go off and do some kind of sort of epic journey again. I suppose just see where it takes us, but you know, we shall see. We may come back to this, and maybe not weekly basis, but maybe once a month if we get the time. Maybe come back and do a little bit more on here, you never know. Fingers crossed. If you'd like to see it, then please let me know. But for now, guys, thank you all very much for watching. And from me, and my lovely new shield, and my potato that I appear to be eating, apparently I was hungry, we shall see you in the next one. Take care.